Raise your virtual hand if you are having a beast of a time taking attendance on Zoom. Hello friends, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my virtual seating chart hack for those of you who are having trouble taking attendance for your class because the students are popping in and out and moving all over on the screen on Zoom, and it's annoying. It makes it hard to take attendance, it makes it hard to play games on Zoom, it makes it hard to do a lot of activities and keep track of where your students are on the screen. I have a simple hack for you. Does Zoom actually have a solution for this problem? Are they developing one? Is it already out? Let's find out. If we are meeting for the first time, hi, my name is Shawn. Welcome. On this channel, I am passionate about bringing people together through fun and games. So let's deep dive into today's video topic, how to take attendance on Zoom. All right, you guys, raise your virtual hand if you are having a beast of a time taking attendance on Zoom. I am not a teacher myself, I'm a mother, but I have a 7th grader whose teachers are using Zoom, and he tells me that his teachers are putting students in a waiting list and taking attendance from a waiting list, which is an excellent option. But I know a lot of you would like to have your students stay in one seating chart arrangement and not have them moving all around, because the way Zoom is designed, right, is that once somebody is speaking, they move around the screen, they pop to the forefront so you can see them speaking, and even in gallery view, they're constantly moving around depending on who is speaking and whose point of view it is. My son has noticed he is always right next to the teacher in the order, so he always sees himself in the top left corner of his screen in gallery view. So I know that this is frustrating for you teachers because you're used to teaching in a traditional school setting where students stay in their desk. They don't move around and switch desks in classrooms, right? That's silly and would be chaotic. So why is Zoom doing this? Are they coming out with a feature that will help you arrange everybody into seating charts? Yes, they are. A virtual seating chart is so important to teachers. I read it in the forums. I hear your voices in my comment section of my videos. I hear your voices of frustration through my son who is having to take his classes online. It would be so much easier to learn students' names if everybody was in the same order. And it would be so much easier when you have an activity that requires one student takes a turn, then the next student goes, to keep track of who's already been and who has yet to go. On September 3rd, Fast Company, which from what I can tell is an article that reports on technology stuff, they released an article entitled "Zoom is Failing Teachers. Here's how they would redesign it." I was instantly intrigued. Yes, I want to know how teachers would redesign Zoom. Well, the Fast Company says that more than 100,000 US school districts and roughly half the country's higher education institutions use the video conferencing platform in large part because it's easy, at least in theory. And I totally agree. Because Zoom can do a lot of things, but it's not intuitive where those features are located. And then there are a lot of limitations for Zoom based on whether you're on your tablet, whether you're on your phone. Desktop seems to have all of the features, but then you have Chromebooks. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on Chromebooks. Chromebooks is a separate issue that I'm thinking if you would like me to make a video about the problems and potential solutions for Chromebooks and Zoom, let me know, because I know that that is a struggle for a lot of you teachers out there, because I see my 7th grader struggling with his Chromebook interacting with Zoom. And I agree, is Zoom listening to teachers? I mean, teachers jumped on the platform, in March when the pandemic hit and all the schools closed? I feel like Zoom did a great job once they had all of these security issues. They jumped on that. They came with a solution with some waiting rooms. They did some tutorials on how to, basic things of don't let in a student that just has their name as iPhone. Make sure they have their full name on the screen. Anyways, you can read all about their security protocols. I feel like they put a lot of good things in place. They haven't really worked hard enough, in my opinion, and in some others' opinions. Let me know your opinion, because it may be different, on adapting Zoom for these struggles that teachers are currently having. Our school just started back up this week, but I feel like Zoom should have known that teachers were going to go back to school in the fall and that a lot of schools were still going to be doing virtual and hopping on their platform still. And I feel like they should have come out with things a little quicker. So the Fast Company blog reached out to Zoom to ask them some very important questions. And here's what they had to say. We're focusing on our training, says Zoom's global education lead, Ann Keene. The company recently held a virtual training summit for 40,000 educators from 150 countries and plans to continue its focus on educating teachers about the features Zoom has, not on developing new software from scratch. We don't see a need for a separate product, she says. On August 20th, Zoom posted a blog article for educators, and in that article, they say, some features we have planned over the next 2 months will help educators use Zoom for remote and online learning. One of these features to come is called, drumroll please, a virtual classroom seating arrangement. Yes, 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 yes. But did they release a release date? Did they put in the article from August 20th of when they were releasing this? No, I haven't seen it. So if you have seen the virtual, they call it the virtual classroom seating arrangement, please let me know. Is it a pro feature? Because I don't have pro. I still have basic free Zoom. So let me know. Virtual classroom seating arrangement, they also call it a customizable gallery view. Okay. Here's what they says it's going to be able to do. Drag and drop participants in gallery view into whatever order you choose. This locks the gallery into a fixed configuration that won't shift when a new person speaks or enters the room. Teachers can have students follow their view for a custom seating arrangement, which is handy for activities, you think, that involve going around the room in a certain order. In a future update, teachers will be able to save their custom gallery layout as a virtual seating chart. That sounds fantastic, Zoom. Wonderful, incredible. When is the release date? I would love to know. I'm sure all of the teachers watching this video would love to know. When is the release date? We're excited. We're excited. You have listened. You are coming out with this product. When? School has started. We need it. Thank you. So if you're like me and you don't have access to this super cool feature that is already released, is yet to be released, is coming, then let's talk about the hack that I found. Numerical order is the hack. Assign a number to each of your students. Have them put that number before their first name. This will also help with activities in knowing who comes next in the activity. So even if the screen gets jumbled around, you will still know. But this should help teachers keep track of all their students and be able to arrange them in a different virtual seating chart. Great for taking attendance, great for doing activities where you need to go in a specific order. So let me know, would you use this hack for your classroom? Are you excited about the possibility of a virtual classroom seating arrangement? I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.